Hey guys, tonight's movie review is for How to Train Your Dragon 2, starring Baruchel, America Ferrera, Kate Blanchett, and Gerard Butler. This a little bit about this movie. Obviously, it's a sequel to the 2010 film How to Train Your Dragon. This film takes place 5 years after the last one ended, and the island of Berk is quite a different place. At this point, dragons have been completely accepted by the community. Most of the community have dragons, and everything is pretty peaceful. The main character in this movie, just like the first one, was Hiccup, and his dragon companion is Toothless. And in this movie, now Hiccup is a young man. He is 20 years old. And at the beginning of the film, there's some tension between he and his father, played by Gerard Butler. And basically, he's his father is trying to get him ready to take over as chief of the island. And he doesn't know that he wants to do that. He doesn't know that he agrees with his father. He's at that age where he's trying to discover who he is, what he wants, what kind of difference he wants to make. Um, Near the beginning of the movie, you find out about the villain in the movie. His name is Drago, and he's basically where they were 5 years ago. He still thinks that dragons are bad. He's kind of afraid of them. He wants to capture them and create this kind of army. He still sees them as a destructive, dark thing. And basically, Hiccup decides that he wants to go find this man, find Drago, and explain what he had to explain to his father in the last movie, that humans and dragons can coexist. It's okay. There's nothing to fear. There's no reason to capture them. Um, and when he's on his journey to find Draco, he actually comes to this other island. And on this island, he gets reunited with his mother, who he thought had been dead for about 20 years, and comes to find out that she had been on this other island, that 20 years ago she felt the way that he did, that dragons weren't a threat. And for the past 20 years, she had been rescuing dragons and keeping them on this island. There were hundreds of dragons, and so of course, he's getting to know about her, getting to know about her and his father's relationship when he was younger, just everything that you would imagine when you haven't seen somebody for 20 years that you're very close to. So there's that going on. There's trying to find Drago, and also, is there going to be help? Is there going to be help from the community of Burke? Are they going to reach out and try to do what's right and try to fight against this man who's capturing dragons? That's kind of what's going on. It's Burke, the ideology of Burke, that dragons are okay and they're good and they can coexist with humans, versus Drago and the darkness and the evil and the distrust in dragons. And so there's that battle going on. As far as the acting in the movie, the voice talents, everyone did a really good job. I can't complain at all. All the characters from the first movie, they're voiced by the same talents, which is always a great thing. And then there were some new characters, including Kate Blanchett, who played Hiccup's mother, and of course she did a wonderful job. I don't think Kate Blanchett could go wrong. And it's great seeing someone of her caliber in a children's movie. The story itself was good. It's definitely darker than the first one. You have a more serious, more mature tone, which is good. They weren't trying to do just a rinse, wash, repeat of the first movie. This does have its own style, its own message. Um, that being said, I feel like there were times where they bit off a little more than they could chew. that they were trying to make it a little too epic, and there was some fallout, especially in the middle of the movie, where you were losing interest, especially the kids. Um, it just, I don't know, there was some kind of an emotional disconnect throughout the middle of the movie, and the story, the writing was okay, but you just kind of felt yourself looking at your watch. It's not a very long movie, but during the middle it kind of felt slow and drawn out. Um, the effects, the visual effects were really nice. They had a lot of really interesting camera angles to see the dragons flying and stuff like that. That was really cool. Um, Now, I don't know, I've never seen the television series that they have of this, so I don't know if that fills in the gap between movies one and two, or if it's completely different. Um, but I don't think that you necessarily need to know the TV series to understand the movie. I think it flowed pretty well from the first one and jumped pretty smoothly into the second one. You got into the action pretty quickly without much of a recap. Um, I would give this movie a B minus. Um, I can't pick out anything that was terrible about it except that the kind of disconnect that I was talking about, just the whole middle of the movie, unfortunately, kind of was a little stale. And then it definitely did pick up the pace at the end. Um, but the movie as a whole kind of suffered because of that. Um, I wouldn't I wouldn't say this is definitely a movie theater thing. It's worth seeing, but it's definitely something that you can wait and see on video. Um, that's all I got for tonight. It's a B minus, and thanks for watching.